signs. It is timeless, romantic, soulmate, contract reading time. Yay! I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons. Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing Circle Productions since 1998. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. Now on Patreon, link in the description box. The Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hi, my crab cakes. How are you? Really happy to be doing these readings again. They're sort of my favorite of the long ones with extendeds, and there is an extended reading for this over on VIMEO, but on Patreon, all tiers have access to exclusive content and extended reads, and that's all I'm going to say about that for right now. Because let's get down to business here. It is a contract read. There will be party number 1 on this side, party number 2 on this side. It is a general read. You're going to have to feel out which side you're on, but it is not uncommon in readings, particularly of a soulmate contract nature, that there is a lot of mirroring going on to the point where you can even see it as if you choose your own feminine and masculine energy. You do you, but certainly check your other signs. Because you may have more than one romantic contract going on. You know, maybe one you know about, but maybe one you don't. Definitely. Other than that, let's do this. I love doing these. So all I can ask for anybody watching any of my videos is both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will. And I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace in terms of a romantic soulmate contract. Links in the description box going deeper into that. There's a preface for all of these particular readings that I do down in the description box as well. I almost forgot. We'll explain the soulmate from Twin Flame and the new definition that's circulating. So let's just do it. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box if you want to check them out. I think I already said that. The energy already is getting a little Cancerian in here. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, I felt like the emotional energy just shift. Ooh, let's do this. Working with the Caroline Mace archetype cards. I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of romantic soulmate contract law, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, for this Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Watching this video or receiving this reading, or the cross watcher, because we know we have that going on too. In this timeless contract, please give me the 8th chakra dynamic of party number 1. Is that just one card? Yes, that's just one card. And for party number 2. Now these are in the title, so let's see how brave you are. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The lover and the vampire. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did you see the look on my face? Might have to make a GIF of that, although choosy mothers do choose GIF. Let's do this. The lover archetype is actually a member of the masculine family of archetypes, which just to prove that it's never about gender, it's about dynamic, more yang than yin, the lover archetype. And the vampire, wild card. You never know how a vampire is going to show up. Now look, if I had to choose these two just based on the words here, I'd say, oh, I'll take the lover and avoid the vampire. However, they are neutral. So as I read these, this is a perfect example of the neutrality of archetypes, because as toxic as one sounds in the shadow is as brilliant as it is in its light, and vice versa. So let's dive in. Oh God, my last reads for the day. This is going to be fun. I love a fun read. The shadow attribute is the lead. Now, in the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract, you're helping each other heal whether you've even met yet. That's why when you meet, there's such simpatico, right? There's such a sympathetic vibe that you can understand each other. So the shadow is what's being healed here, and the light is what you're shooting for. Obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. And anybody who's ever been in love, most people who've been in love, fallen in love romantically, go through that phase, right? It is a rite of passage on the path of true love to do it in the shadow. And if you didn't do it in this life, you did it in another, right? No one gets to skip the shadow stuff in terms of the soul's evolution. But the light attribute, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. And yes, the lover archetype can show up in your relationship to the divine, your relationship to nature, your relationship to food, to art, whatever your passions are. But in a romantic read, oh dear good goddess, let's just jump over here for a moment, because getting a little bit of the Mina and Dracula vibe here, or Vanessa Ives if you want to go Penny Dreadful. Now, I have a whole video based on the vampire archetype here on YouTube. You might want to check it out. It's called Vampires and Witches, and if I remember, I will put it in the comments below rather than in the description box. Okay, so the vampire archetype, wild card family, can show up in any sort of way, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining and codependency. And I have learned when I see chronic complaining and codependency, that's a good sign. That's when I start to go, you really got to learn to trust your gut with vampires. I've dealt with a lifetime of vampires to the point where I got to the vampire slayer, the vampire healer, if you like. The light attribute makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force, and you bet your broom I can feel them coming. Now, sometimes they're wicked covert and really charming, but in a romantic relationship, look, codependency is a whole conversation. It's a form of addiction. But if you really look at the lore of vampires, like just the fiction part, I mean, I know they're vampire bats and stuff, but there are just certain things in there that they have to have your permission to enter the house. You have to invite them in, right? So, this could be sticky. But if this is someone who has really conquered, or is at least in the process of healing and working on their codependent issues, and look, everybody does it every now and again. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. You put me when I am burned out, I will do my best to not drain people. Well, that's the thing. I'll go into hermit mode. I'm a Virgo. But let's keep going with this, because that's a lot. That's a lot with just 2 cards, which is why we're going to do Daughters of the Moon. 5 cards on this side. Mythic Tarot. 5 cards on this side to get the fire, earth, air, water, spirit, right? To get the element breakdown on this. Please take a nice deep breath. Wow. You guys are not holding back. Here we go. As I call upon my goddesses of water, the sign of Cancer, powers of the West. Fire, earth, air, water, spirit here for the one with the lover archetype in this Cancer collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate, contract read. What is their element of fire? What they yearn for, they burn for, their heart's desire. Good. They want the 7 of Pentacles. They wanna appraise the situation. They wanna pull back, step back, and go, what? Now, this is a soulmate contract. You're here to help each other heal. That's the foundation of any soulmate contract, regardless of whether it is romantic or not. Again, there is a new definition, and there are links in the description box all about the new definitions of twin flame and soulmate, which I find much healthier. So if you're the lover, you might want to go check that out and really appraise the situation here. But as you heal you're helping to heal them. That doesn't mean you're together forever and ever and ever, though. It depends on if both people are fulfilling their role in the contract, right? So my goddesses, what is the element of earth, the fuel that feeds the fire to help them get their heart's desire? Okay, the 9 of Blades, usually an overthinking card. In this deck, the key word is criticism. But don't think of it as maybe it is criticism, you being a little naggy of them or of yourself. But I think it also says really, really go deep inside in terms of the detail, right? Critical writing, critical care unit, critical math, right? Very, very detail oriented. And all the arrows here, there are 9 arrows, they're all pointing to a central focus. Now, I will say the 9 of Blades can certainly talk about overthinking, but the overthinking that sometimes leads to the 10 of Blades, right? So this is the 9 of Swords, you know, the rider weight over their head, and can really be sleepless nights. And if that is the case, and you're not getting your rest, and it's telling you something, your third eye intuition is saying, But when overthinking kicks in for me, and I've just learned this, and I learned this from Matt Kahn, he has last card down, the Healing Mantra deck, it's like a signal saying your heart's not open. You need to like stop and take a break and just give some love to yourself, some love to your heart, open your heart, and it balances out. It doesn't stop the thoughts, but it balances it out. So since we've got a pretty intense air element there for your element of earth, my goddesses, what's going on in their element of air? What are they thinking about this? Considering the 7 of Pentacles does even have that mental aspect of appraisal in it now, doesn't it? So yeah, what's their element of air, what they're thinking about this? Oh boy. Hanged Man reversal. Really taking a time out, maybe from the situation, it is Major Arcana, to really see this differently. Remember, vampires in particular can throw a glamour, baby, right? Not all is as it appears to be. Sometimes that is deliberate, and sometimes it's not. We all are trained, I won't say everybody was trained, but codependency is often a lot about, I have to change myself so somebody else feels comfortable. Right? There's a great mantra. I don't know if it'll be the card that comes up, but the mantra in the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck for unraveling codependency is only I have to feel good about my choices. Right? So if me following my dream and becoming who I really am meant to be in this life makes somebody feel threatened, and you know what I mean? There is like one example, one out of probably 10 billion different examples of how codependence can manifest itself. Yeah. It's a dream killer, and like any addiction, it's lethal eventually. Can't last forever. Something's got to give. So, element of water, pretty big here for, if this is the Cancer here, the water sign here. But keep in mind, I mean, the majority of humanity is codependent in some way, shape, or form. My goddesses, element of water here, what's going on? Considering the presence of water as well in the Hanged Man, the card of reversal. Going on in the element of water for this lover archetype, please. Okay, Ace of Pentacles, which is that feeling of, I could start again. It's the healthy seed. It's internal, heart, throat, third eye, crown. So, you know, it's not about an external new beginning, but a new offer or a new nugget of wisdom inside. There is something really being learned here emotionally. And, you know, like, okay, all right. There are 4 ego wounds really quickly. Again, according to Matt Kahn. Abuse, neglect, codependence, and loss. Maybe you were abused, maybe you weren't. Maybe you were neglected, maybe you weren't. No one escapes the wounds of loss, because who doesn't experience loss? But codependence, it really, really is a learned behavior. It's been going on for thousands of years, so it can be what is also considered an ancestral pattern here. So there's a real nugget of wisdom inside the lover here. I think if this lover archetype can really direct that within, we'll see, particularly in the extended we throw down. I'm using the Kuan Yin Oracle in that. I just have a really, really good vibe on that. Like this solid, like, okay, I may not know what I'm doing next, but I know in this moment there's a piece of wisdom here. All right, my goddesses of water, the sign of Cancer, powers of the West, the card of spirit, the point of view of the soul, who was chosen to play the role of the lover in this contract. I love it. The 10 of Flames here, different than the 10 of Wands. It is the 10 of Wands, but 10 of Flames, this is the Hora. It is a dance, if you're unfamiliar with it, a dance done at bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, and Jewish weddings. I've been to several in my lifetime. They are a lot of fun. The ones I went to, at least, are a lot of fun. So this is about a fulfillment of something, but a fulfillment of something desired. Now, from the soul's point of view, this says that this, whatever this is, started off as the Ace of Flames and made its way through to the cycle, but the lover may not see that just yet, particularly if they're really starting to get, I think I get what this is about, right? There's this wisdom that was created on the inside. So it's not that kind of third eye wisdom, it's that visceral wisdom through experience. I like this. I mean, it can also say that there is a celebration coming as a result of this. I know it's very different than the card of burden we always see, but I think I don't feel the burden there. I just don't. All right, here we go. Move over. Let's look at the vampire, shall we? This should be fun. I mean, like I said, everybody drains somebody sometime. And it's learned behavior, right? So it can be healed and unlearned. Please take a nice deep breath. Draw down, Mark. As I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Cancer, powers of the West, 5 cards. Element spread for the vampire in this Cancer collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. Please, element of fire. What does this vampire archetype yearn for, burn for? Their heart's desire. Well, 2 of Cups. There we go. They want you, lover. They want you to, I mean, they want it. Okay, keep going. That's obvious. Now, romantic reads. See, that's what I say in other readings that aren't like these. Like, oh, there are plenty of cards to show us if it's romantic or not. All right, element of earth. What's the fuel that feeds the fire to help them get their heart's desire? Page of Swords. Page of Swords here, Aeolus. I think he's the West Wind. I forget. Or is that Zephyrus, Aeolus? Definitely has the ability to communicate here, to send a message. Yes, the Page of Swords is also seen as the spy card, and certainly we know vampires do like to keep an eye on their prey. In other words, their predators. If we're going purely on the symbolic level there, you know, bah! Oh, Laszlo. Oh, I miss Laszlo. I can't wait till the next season. I have such a crush on Harvey Guillen. I do. So, you know, this is a real test here going on, as this is really looking like they have the ability to communicate, but if this lover has an idea what's going on, I just want to see healthier cards on this side of the table. So please, what's going on here in the element of air? What's this vampire archetype? We will have no flippers. No dolphins, no flippers. Here we go. Well, no dolphins in the cards. Element of air, please, for this vampire. What are they thinking about this? Particularly with that Page of Swords there. Well, the High Priestess. So they are dealing in some secret knowledge here. I'm down with that. That is actually a bit more of a saving grace, because the High Priestess can be very obviously tuned in to the subconscious. They may be in a phase that is a bit more contemplative, a bit secretive, hopefully intuitively feeling things out. Right? I mean, it is the High Priestess that sort of receives the intuitive download feminine energy. The masculine receives it usually through the Magician, and I don't mean body parts, I mean yin-yang dynamic, right? So there's something there that I really, really like. What's going on in the elemental water here for the vampire? Yeah, no, the 10 of Cups. There is real true love here. Darling, I think this person, if they are not in the process of healing, again, I don't know who you are in either of this. We've all done that, and hopefully we've all done that. But there is love here. I mean, 10 of Cups in the element of water and 2 of Cups in the element of fire. They want you. They love you. This is true love for them. But I feel like over here you're like, oh, we'll see, which is probably a good idea. But maybe you can help each other heal. You know, there's a way to heal a vampire. I want to say comment in the description box, because you can go watch the video. There is a way to heal a vampire, and if you think about it, you already know what it is. But people don't think about it. Yeah. And then how it translates into what to actually do if you have to help a vampire heal. Breathe. All right, my gods. The card of spirit, the point of view of the soul, is chosen to play the role of the vampire in this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this lover archetype in this timeless read. And we've got the King of Wands, our one and only. No, we have a court card there. Page of Swords is there. But this is Aries energy, King of Wands. You know, this is tricky. This is tricky because I don't necessarily think that means that they are an Aries just right off the bat. I know a lot of readers would say that, yeah, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. From the soul's point of view, this is all about this vampire learning to heal themselves right now. I'm gonna stick with that because Aries is first house dynamic, the personality, the self. This could be a narcissistic trait, personality pattern that often can inspire vampirism. Now, the majority of people who are dealing with the vampire archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime have no idea. It's just part of the conditioning, right? It's just something that, it's a learned behavior. So they are unaware of it. But for those who are aware of it, a little Colin Robinson vibe there, those are the ones you really got to look out for. Because it's much easier to forgive if you understand it's like, oh no, somebody vampired them and made them a vampire. Watch the video, Witches and Vampires on my YouTube channel. So this is a very, very powerful dynamic here that this one really, really needs to focus on themselves because the love here is worth it. And honestly, with the High Priestess, they have access mentally to a more spiritual, intuitive view on this. So even if this person is really cleaning up and clearing out and healing their codependencies or their ability, or maybe it's just that they are wicked aware of when someone or something is draining their life force. Lord knows I am. As a result of dealing with vampires my whole life, I've become quite the Buffy on the subject. So let's see what goes with this. We only got 3 more cards hitting the table, and I'm jumping over to the extended, but at least this one's fun. I mean, sometimes the readings that you do, they're powerful, they're lovely, but we've watched movies and read books about a vampire lover, right? For what? For how long? How many? When was Dracula written? Although vampires predate that, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Vlad. Hey, Vlad. It's Janet. Oh, please take a nice deep breath. Oh, the river was deep, but he couldn't swim it. He can't cross running water, which makes no sense. All right, here we go. Whispers of Love Oracle, as I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for these two, this lover and this vampire in this Cancerian collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. Just 2, 1 for the lover, 1 for the vampire. Here's for the lover. Sorry, my hair just is making a beeline to my nostril and it's tickling my nose. And 1 for the vampire on this side. That's 2. Knew it. Really tuned. The whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, insight they both need in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. The heart of the matter, or as I like to call it, the Don Henley card. Because I think it's about forgiveness. Forgiveness, even if You don't love them anymore. The heart of the matter, there's more going on than meets the eye. Recognize what all this is about. Yeah, like if they only show up at the bedroom window at night, right? I'm sorry. Do I have a vampire bias? I might have a vampire bias. Well, Buffy would. Buffy Van Helsing. Great drag name. Spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes on beyond this lifetime. Oh dear, goodness gracious. Yeah, you have a repeater. You have a repeater. If you've dealt with this person before in this life, do not fret. You've dealt with them in others as well. Now, remember, vampires can be any relationship in your life, but when it's romantic, those are the ones where the codependent, and we all had to go through our codependent stuff, because that's kind of all there was for a very long time. How many healthy romantic relationships have there been throughout human history? I'm sure it's not the dominant percentage, because it's tricky as fuck. So, let's give you something here. Last card down from the aforementioned Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. I'm just going to say, watch one of the other videos that has unraveling codependence in it if it doesn't hit the table this time, because it's worth reading. And really, the amount of study you can do on the subject is worth it. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, one more. I'm going to build up my chi. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Romantic Soulmate Contract Law, please, one card in clarity. Doesn't matter who's watching it or for this one. For this Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract between this lover and this vampire. This lover getting to the heart of the matter, like maybe with a stake. The vampire with the spiritual connection. Oh, and so many lives I have loved you in so many lives. Franklin Joel flashback. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for these two? Because it is a soulmate contract, and as one of them heals, both of them heals. Whether they are together a reason, a season, or a lifetime, what will help them at the time of their watching this timeless romantic soulmate contract read? Wow, this must be in the title. Sharing shame. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. That's what makes it a soulmate read. You two actually have the power to help each other heal. Wow. Sharing shame. Wow. I'm agog. I'm nearly ajar. I'm so agog. Not speechless, because that doesn't happen often here. Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mel for short. Take a nice deep breath. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. When shame is shared, cycles of victimhood are permitted to heal as you find the courage to speak your truth. Since abuse and neglect can only be perpetuated in silence, it is your willingness to step forward and share your life story that helps transform each wound and inspire others to be set free. Once your shame is shared, you are able to honor yourself with the heightened encouragement, worthiness, and validation that you deserve to receive. This mantra is ideal for revisiting past traumas, expressing your inner child, and finding self-acceptance. There is a lot of love on the table on this side for you. And I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say automatically that this is that this is the Cancer. It could be either side. You could have both of these going on for you. But there's a real vulnerability that's needed here, and it's not easy to expose your neck to a vampire once you know somebody's a vampire. Trust me, I know that. Once bitten, once bitten, twice shy. But there's the real viability here to get to the heart of the matter for this lover, because this lover archetype, I feel like because it's the lover archetype and it's this one part here, unbridled appreciation of someone, but also self-destructive devotion. Be careful here. I think this is why this is saying you need to step back. I mean, it all makes sense. Let me put it together for you in the blessing, because it's all on the table. Please take a nice deep breath. What an intense read. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine to please bless the Cancerian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract that we have here on this table, that the lover may discover their great passion and devotion with their unbridled appreciation or of someone or something, and that the vampire, that they become aware that someone or something is draining their life force, and or they might be involved in that codependent vibe thing going on. But so that the lover can really step back and look at this, take the time to not analyze, evaluate, appraise the situation by maybe going deep and really looking at the amount of thought that's going into this, and really get to the heart of the matter, right? By seeing things differently. Maybe by understanding that if this is a vampire they are dealing with, that somebody turned them into one at some point, and therefore this nugget, this feeling of, well, maybe there is a new beginning here, but there is a new nugget of wisdom, there's a new foundation that this is built on emotionally, and that there is a Hava Nagila moment coming. From the point of view of the soul, saying that this will complete a cycle, keep going, this one is important, but needing to get to the heart of the matter. And while this vampire, becoming aware about something or someone draining life force, or if they are, because they want this attraction, they want this emotion, they want this connection, they want this relationship, and they have the ability to talk about it, or at least they have the means of communication to do so. But maybe they are watching the situation, as we see so often. Page of Swords can be about stalking and watching somebody's social media and stuff like that. But with the High Priestess in the element of air, which is such a card of secrecy, but also such deep emotion, with the amount of water going on here, of course the emotional intuitive field is strong, and they're probably just thinking about it and going deep on it. Because of this Ten of Cups, their cup runneth over. And with this King of Wands here, that Aries card, the message really is to work on yourself, or at least be the leader. If the healing has been done here, if we're looking at someone who is more in the light than in the shadow in terms of the archetype, then certainly they have the ability to initiate communication here. But they're still thinking about it. They're still thinking about it. But for them to understand that this is a spiritual connection, that this relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime, so that they can really get together and share their shame in a safe, confidential, honest, vulnerable place. Because when they share their deepest pain, they give each other the permission to be as they are, and then to love each other as they are, understanding that there is a journey and relationships are work, and that they can help each other heal, but it needs to be done to the best of their ability, cleanly, clearly, and for the well-being of all. So for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. So it is. I mean, this reading had all the levels and the notes, from funny to deep to touching. But with that, it doesn't shock me, the sharing shame, which is also a lot of alliteration. So did you like the video? Like it. You want the extended, link in the description box. Want to come play with me on Patreon? You get all the extendeds and exclusive content there. Bottom tier all the way through. Y'all get that on my Patreon. So excited. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and good luck with this. Comment below if you're feeling it. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.